Well, those clear mornings with those cooler temperatures are definitely going to be the pattern for the next couple days, if not the next couple weeks, as we continue to make our way through the rest of this fall-like season. Seeing a little bit of those clouds push in from the west as those temperatures start to reach maximum heating. Right now, we're looking at temperatures hanging out in those 80s and not going to be getting too much hotter than that for the rest of the day. 86 here in San Angelo, everybody else in those lower 80s, and we get a good idea of that across the entire Concho Valley. That's exactly what we're seeing, but a little bit of those warmer temperatures to the north, Robert Lee, Sterling City, in those upper 80s. Again, to the south, some of those areas holding on to those lower 80s, and then we're going to start that cool down already. We're going to be getting down there to those lower 50s tonight. Across the entire nation, though, everybody else kind of uniform as far as these temperatures are concerned. 60s up to the northeast, hanging on to some of those lower 90s there to the west, and then, of course, right here across Texas and into Louisiana, still hanging out in those 80s and 70s, but we're looking at the upper level pattern right now. This low pressure system is what's causing a lot of those cooler temperatures across the entire nation. This ridging is what's going to push us into those warmer temperatures by about the middle of next week, or this week, really, and then we're going to see this low pressure system push through, and that's what's going to snap those temperatures down by this weekend, but should clear things out to get a good view of that solar eclipse. Right now, we're watching the moisture across the entire region. It's going to pull it up there in that low pressure system before it snaps it off to the east, again, pushing a lot of that moisture off to the east, but it could not be creating a lot of severe weather in this area, but for the rest of the nation, it's lining up to look like, as far as the next couple of days are concerned. Right now, severe weather outlook, keeping it quiet across the entire nation. That's exactly what the satellite is showing us as that cold front continues to push off, but we're watching as a lot of this cold air continues to make its way out west, and it's smashing into those storms, making its way in from the west coast across the Rocky Mountain range off to the west coast more. And then as we look more towards Texas, well, we can see those clouds again moving in from the west, but a lot of that cooler temperatures here in the Concho Valley going to be staying with us, keeping that cloud cover off and clearing off as the night makes its way in. We're going to see as that cloud cover pushes in from the south as we make our way towards the week. That's what's going to warm it up across the entire region. A little bit of that cloud cover concerning as we make our way towards Tuesday. That's going to be our only opportunity to really see some scattered rain showers before it pushes out of our area, clearing things up for a warmer Thursday and hopefully ideally for seeing some of those solar eclipse-like conditions. But tonight, we're going to be dropping down again into those lower 50s, getting pretty chilly out there again. Going to see those conditions cool off gradually even more, believe it or not, average this time of year. And tomorrow, still holding on to those cooler conditions, only getting up into those lower 80s, and that's where we're going to stay for the rest of the week. But by Thursday, we're looking at those temperatures skirting with those 90s before we see that drop. Again, that low pressure system making its way across the nation, not seeing a lot of severe weather for our area, but still holding on to a lot of that cloud cover before we see those drop in temperatures by the weekend down to those 70s again for that solar eclipse before we start to see a gradual warm up again. It's dropping those temperatures all the way down into those lower 40s. Again, seeing those conditions push more towards those winter-like conditions as we start to make our way through that second week of October before we start to see those warming temperatures by the beginning of that third week. Stay tuned. We'll have more after the break. You're watching KSAN News at 5.